What's happening, good people? This is Terrell. As promised, we are live on three platforms: Instagram, Facebook, and what's our third one? YouTube. Welcome to our YouTube audience. It's great to see you guys. I'm glad that we're able to get going and get started. I'm really pumped up about today. So this is one of these conversations that's a little bit personal, but also a little bit where you can get some information and you can get some things that will be a blessing to you. So I'm hoping that you get your seatbelt on, strap in real tight, because we're going to have some good conversation. We're going to talk real frank. We will also have a little bit of time for you guys to have your heart and my heart be touched. So let's get moving and let's get cracking. Every first and third Sunday-ish, we're going to try to create a model for us to be regular in your life, because about 4 weeks ago, I was at a park, and it was around the 4th of July, and this lady came up to me. She says, are you Terrell Fletcher? And it was like, I was trying to be incognito, lay low, just enjoy the fireworks with my family. And I looked at her like I was going to say no, but I was busted. So I was like, yeah. She's like, well, what are you doing here? And I said, well, we're in this area, and we're thinking about making a move into this area. And she was telling me, this is what she said to me. And this is one of the reasons why I'm here live. This is what she said to me. She said, boy, I'll never forget when you came and spoke for us. You said things that nobody else says. She said, you say things nobody else says. I said, well, ma'am, there's nothing new under the sun. So somebody has said something that I say, but the game with me is what she was meaning was I didn't give information, I gave her insight. And that's who I am. That's what I do. That's what I intend to do here over the next few minutes, is to not just give you information, but to give you insight, because that is what I do. That's who I am. That's what I want to contribute. That's what I want you guys to get from me. So while everyone is chiming in and people are coming in, I want to say once again, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is my first live of the first live like this of the year, and I'm ready to run to the end of the year, you and me growing together, being filled with information, becoming a better version of ourselves, one story at a time. So today, I'm really amped up about today because I want to talk to you really about this a key. There are a few keys over the next few weeks we're going to chat about, but I want to talk about a key to a massive turnaround in your life. If you're one of those people like me that from time to time you get disgruntled, dissatisfied, not happy, and you're looking for a thing that can help you get a little bit closer. Maybe you're saying, like I said, it's like, man, Lord, I need a turnaround in my life. Like for real. I need something got to shift because it can't keep going the way that it's going. And if you are that person, if you're one of those individuals that feel like you need to have some kind of shift, some kind of turnaround, some type of difference maker in your life, today is for you, because there is a massive, not a small, I'm going to give you a massive key to a massive turnaround in your life. Not a key, not a small key, a massive key. Not a small turnaround, a massive turnaround, right? I'm going to give you a key for a massive turnaround. And you probably thought about this more often than you think. You probably considered it more often than you think. But and this key, for some of us, we feel like it's so much to do, like it's too hard to pull this key off. Well, I'm going to push on you. I'm going to challenge you in a few minutes. This key has radically shifted my life. I'm going to give you some personal stories in a few minutes. It's radically shifted my life. It has radically shifted hundreds of other people that are looking for purpose in all the wrong places. So let's get ready. Let's get a chance to chat. Let's get a chance to talk. And let me share with you a key, not the key, a key, because over the next few weeks, I'm gonna give you a couple of other keys, but a key to a massive turnaround in your life is this. And I want you to jot this down if you're one of those people that take notes. The key is movement. Movement is the key to momentum. Movement is a key to momentum. If you want to have a massive turnaround in your life, you have to be prepared to move. I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds nuts. I know it's like way outside the box. You got to be prepared to make a move. I am live right now in your car, in your living room, in your, wherever you're taking this in. I am live right now from the great state of Texas, because I'm not just telling you what I heard, I'm telling you what I practiced. I'm in the state of Texas now because there had to be a shakeup in our journey. And me and my wife got together. We started praying. We started talking to the Lord. We started talking to our family and our friends about the shakeup, because we had goals that we had for our life. We had dreams that we had for our children. We had things that we wanted to acquire and accomplish. And where we were currently physically located was not going to get us where we wanted to get to. And the key for our massive shift in our life was to move. A key for a massive shift in our life was to move. It was the most outrageous thing. It took a lot of courage. It took a lot of energy. It took a lot of money. It took a lot of prayer. It took a lot of support. And it took a lot of getting away from people that didn't support us. But let me tell you something. We made a move, and it has shifted the trajectory of our whole journey. So I want to talk to you and share with you a couple of thoughts, because I'm not the only person on this line today that needs to consider a massive, massive move, a physical shift. And if you make a move, I'm going to promise you something. You're going to be in good company. Guys like Kevin Costner, guys like Jamie Foxx, Julia Roberts. These were people that were willing to make a move to another state so that they could live and fulfill their goals. That's what they were doing. I want you to, if you're doing this, I'm going to give you a couple of thoughts, because movement is a part of the journey. If you are going to step into the level of success you want, get the kind of recognition you're looking for, find yourself in a state and a place of joy that you're looking for, this is critical for you. It is critical that you not be afraid to put this concept on the table. I know you've been there for a long time. I know a lot of people know you there, but everybody's getting what they need out of your life except for you. And it's time for you to consider what God's trying to get done in your journey. So jot this down. One of the reasons that we moved was because our world was no longer feeding us the way it needed. We wanted to be fed in the way that it fed us in seasons past. Where I ended up being, San Diego, was a place where it was very God met me there. It was super prosperous on many levels. I came out, played professional sports, played professional football with the Chargers for 8 years there. I shifted out of that, went into community work, had some significant success in community work, found my wife. All these things were just going, in my direction as it relates to San Diego. My wife the same way. It was an area where she made her niche in the education system. Her and her family were well known throughout the town. It was really a good place. And many people looked at us and was like, you guys got it made here in San Diego. We're a good looking couple. Well, I'll make us the couple. She make us good looking, but we're a good looking couple. And we've got these children. At the time we didn't have children, but now we have children. People thought that San Diego was the spot. Like, you guys gonna have it made right here in San Diego. And as the course of time came, our union together, we looked up and started to realize that that the city that we both loved wasn't feeding us the same way that it was feeding us in times past. It wasn't yielding to us in the same way that it was yielding to us in times past. Now, there's a story in scripture where this guy named Elijah was in the will of God, and he was out in this crazy desert, and there was a stream that went through this desert, and every day God would tell this raven bird to go and find meat and bring it to Elijah. And every day Elijah would meet this raven by this stream, and he would drink the water from the stream, and the raven would drop food for him to cook, and he would eat. And that's how he was nourished. It was like a pretty good little setup. If you just want to know the truth, God was hooking him up. What ended up happening was, after a point and period of time, the brook slowly dried up and it stopped flowing. And then he noticed one day that the raven wasn't coming and dropping him off food. So he did something that some of us should think about doing. He said to himself, you know what? Well, I guess it's time to move. He said, I guess it's time to move. That was my situation. That was some of your situation. And we didn't wait for the well to get bone dry, but we looked up and realized that the great city that we loved and that we were appreciating, it started to get dry. And that is a cue that we took. That if we're gonna move, if things are going great and it's amazing, we should stay. But if we're starting to recognize that what used to work is no longer working, what used to water us is no longer watering us, where it used to have plenteous and bounty, it's now a different journey. When your manna slows down, when the way that life and God feeds you, and I'm not just talking about feeding you money. Talking about like feeding you with appreciation, feeding you with your gift being accepted and being used and stuff like that. Because, as for me, I started to realize like, man, maybe it's time for a new audience. A guy told me one time, he said, sometimes the audience needs a new speaker and sometimes the speaker needs to go find a new audience. And I started to sense that, man, maybe it's a season where it's time for me to find a new audience and to get the audience a new speaker, because the manna has slowed down. The way that the city was feeding me spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, I was just kind of losing my drive to do big things and to be excellent and to try all the things that I had become known for. So for me, that started to signal that something had to change. But even in that something changing, I like moving, like seriously, like get up, pack this whole thing up and move was something that we were going to have to seriously pray about. Then we started to, we started to kind of realize that if we wanted to have a bold outcome, then we needed to make a bold move. If you want a bold outcome, then you've got to consider making bold moves. You cannot make increment moves expecting an explosive outcome. If you want a ginormous destiny, then you've got to make ginormous moves. And this for us was, well, how do you forfeit, 20 something years of successful work and ministry and name recognition? And we put my shovel in the ground. People still don't understand. I guess like the manna slowed up. The manna slowed down. It's not feeding us the same way. And it's a great place. It has nothing to do with the great place. It has everything to do with the appetite change. My wife, now some of y'all that do know me, maybe you don't know me, but some people that do know me that's watching knows that I've got like the sweetest tooth ever. Like I love candy. Candy is God's gift to me. And I can snack all day long. It's like I could snack all day long and like gain 3 ounces. And because of that, I love to snack. Well, my wife is a health nut. That's what she does. She makes healthy foods. She takes, we switch back and forth between eating habits. 1 minute, we are carnivores. Next minute, we're keto. So next minute, we're this. Next minute. So, and we're doing all of these things because, as she puts it, she wants me to live. And I have this, I started eating her diet and started eating the way that she did it. And not too long ago, I went and you guys ever had those Pez candy bars? I went and I had a Pez candy. It's not too long ago. I had a Pez candy. You remember the little slip and the head opens up and the Pez? I put that Pez candy in my mouth and it tasted like chalk and sugar mixed. It was a mess. What had happened was there anything wrong with the Pez candy? No, they haven't changed their recipe in years. What changed was me. I'm the one that changed. My appetite changed. And I started to re-engage with individuals and people that changed my appetite for what I wanted and how I wanted to get there. And once my appetite changed, then my foods changed. And in this space, once my appetite changed, then our location had to change. The manna slowed down. That was a key for us. Another key that was important for us is, and you should put this down, when good seeds don't grow. When good seeds don't grow, or they don't grow at the rate that they could grow. So we've heard of the story of the man whose job relocated him into the upper East Coast of the United States of America, a guy from Florida. He moves up to the upper East Coast. And what he wants to do is he figured that one of the things that he would miss the most was the orange juice that they made in Florida. So he took some of the seeds from his orange tree and he went up into the upper East Coast and he put them in the ground and they wouldn't grow. And he waited 1 season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons, 4 seasons. And he looked up and he thought there was something wrong with the seed. And he lamented to his wife. He said, "Oh, I got a bad batch of seeds." And his wife said back to him, she said, "Honey, there's nothing wrong with the seeds. It's where you have chosen to plant them." And this was a big deal as it related to me as well, was looking at who God had challenged us to be, the seed that God had placed inside me, and asking ourselves, is this still the arena, the territory, the geographical location where these seeds can grow? Because I tell you, man, there are moments, and you are probably saying, "Man, I can't get the job I want out here. I can't buy a house, and I can't do all the things that I don't know what it might look like in your world, but there's nothing wrong with your seed. It's probably something wrong with your location." And I had to stop doubting the seed. I had to stop doubting the fact that, man, this is my stuff, my content not strong. What's going on? I had to stop doubting the seed and say, you know what? Maybe it's the location. I made mention earlier because Tesla, Amazon, some of your greatest celebrities, some of the most successful people that you know are in places where they didn't start. Jamie Foxx is from Terrell, Texas, and now he's in California. Some of the biggest actors of our era and our generation, they moved to Los Angeles because there was no movie industry in Smyrna, Georgia. There was no movie industry in Terrell, Texas. There was no movie industry in St. Louis, Missouri. So what they saw was, hey, there's nothing wrong with my skill and my acting. I just got to take my seed and move it into a territory where I can flourish and I can grow. And if you find yourself super frustrated that you can't develop, you can't grow, you're not getting the response that you think that God put in your heart for you to get, then maybe it's not you. Maybe it's just where you've chosen to locate it. Now, before I get off of here, I want y'all to know something about about location is somebody's seed can grow in every location. There's a tree that can grow in every location. So before you trash where you are and the city you live in and the people that you're around and all that stuff. The people you're around is somebody's friend. They have some friends, but it just might not be the place for you to grow. And that's what happened to me. It stopped being the place where I was able to grow my business, to grow as a human, to grow in work and in ministry or whatever it is that I wanted to step into. I was finding it harder to grow. And where I've been blessed is that we were able to see that there was a location that was fertile, that grew people like me at a whole nother, to a whole nother stratosphere. And what we did after we recognized that is we did not consider ourselves to be like this, it's a woe is me. God just kind of gave us this. Life is, it just kind of is what it is. No, we said we can control this, and you can control this. You can control your movement. You can control where you are. You can control if you choose to stay or if you start putting a plan together to make a move. We put a plan together. It came together fast. We moved. We love it. And let me tell you, in a short period of time, you could not imagine. I could spend another 25 minutes telling you about how God has blessed us just in the short time that we've been here with relationships, connections, and opportunity. And it's a direct response to the fact that we did not begrudge the fact that things weren't working, that the brook had dried up, that the good seed wasn't growing. We just said, where can we go place it? Where do we go place it? And now we're in a place that carries all of our values. We're in a place where we can see our dollar put us in position to do what we set out to do for our children and set out to do for our family. We're in position where our voices can be amplified. And it wasn't because I studied harder. It wasn't because I worked harder. It's not because I got connected with somebody else. It wasn't any of those things. It was simply because I made a move. I made a move. What do you need to do to get out of your prison that you're stuck in? I want you to think about that. Now, I'm going to get off of here, but here's what I want you to do. If you have ever kind of followed us and anything like that, follow me on Instagram, YouTube. You guys if you're watching online right now, you found me. So hit the subscribe button or hit the follow button. Do me a favor, when I start sending out the clips of this, forward it to your friends and forward it to people that you think it would benefit from. Also, if you're one of the Facebook followers, God bless your soul, you're still on Facebook. But if you're on Facebook, this is me on Facebook. It's The Real Terrell Fletcher. There's a lot of Terrell Fletchers going out. Me and Facebook had a little beef there for a minute, and they took me down and they let me back up. But I'm The Real Terrell Fletcher. So if you see me, I'll be in like this blue outfit for a little while I'm on there. So follow me, send out the clips. Let's make this time that we're building together be something super special, because I want to keep challenging you with these nuggets that will grow your life, that will challenge your life, because your best self is waiting to come out. And if I have to go through some things to get to my best self that can help you get to your best self, we'll find a place to meet so that can happen. All right. Until next time, I appreciate you all. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do whatever it is, hit that button, and I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. All right. Bye now.